Alright, remember this? This is that little Astronook H510M- or what is it? Yes, H510M-HDV/M.2. I'm going to be prepping this for use as a server. I've already got all the settings done. I've also updated the BIOS, so it's running the latest release. It's got 32 gigabytes of memory installed because this is going to be a VM server. 32 gigs of DDR4 3200. I thought it was 3600, but I guess it wasn't quite that nice. I'm not sure you'd actually even be able to see anything on that. But, yeah. i5 11400. I've also installed an NVMe SSD. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my Windows Server installation disk, because that's what this is going to run. Windows Server 2022, latest release, and all of that. Okay. So my question is whether or not this is going to work, because in order to make this USB stick, I had to turn off Secure Boot. But Server 2022, which is what this is going to require Secure Boot to be turned on. I'm wondering if I can at least get through the installation portion of setup, which this mouse is now being really stupid. Wondering if I can at least get through that, and then turn Secure Boot on. Of course, I'm going to have to run through the product key first. Here's an interesting thing that Windows now has for their server operating systems. You can install without a graphical user interface. But obviously I don't want that. I want the GUI, which says it consumes extra drive space. I don't really care. It's going to be a VM host. I could probably use like Hyper-V or something without, but I'm using VirtualBox. So there's only one drive for it to install to. So we'll let it go through that. That should be extremely quick. And then I guess once this gets to its first reboot, I'm going to turn Secure Boot back on. And hopefully that won't screw it up. But I guess we'll find out. Okay, well, here we go. It's online now. Windows. I had to add this outboard network card, as you can see, because for whatever reason the onboard Ethernet is not detected. Which is kind of odd, because that's an Intel i219 network chipset. So I don't really understand what's up with that. I am going to be keeping that network card there because I'm going to be doing some network-related changes with the system in question. It looks like it's not even going to try and install a driver, which is kind of odd. I'm going to have to look into that and see if I can figure out why it's being so stupid. Okay, I think I got this configured about as much as I can get it configured, at least for right now. The system has got 4 serial ATA ports, which is more than enough for what I'm going to need anyway. The existing system has got 6 SATA drives in it, but obviously the boot drive is going to have been replaced, and also one of the data drives is going to be coming out of there because it's just not needed. So this is configured as far as I can get it. I will need to do some transfers and basically of the VirtualBox configuration files for the various VMs, and I will need to reconfigure it for the different network adapter. But that is what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to leave it at for now. So stay tuned for installation. Okay, here's the machine in question. This is what it is currently. This was the second one that I put together, and this one was just kind of hastily put together, so it's just got some random... I don't even really know what's in this. Yeah. Nothing great. So it'll be a nice upgrade. Well, transferring stuff off of it that I need to transfer. made sure that one drive is empty. And we should be good to go from there. Means I'm going to end up pulling this and this. These two things will be coming out. Okay, out with the old, in with the new. Put the new IO plate in. I still have to move this drive here down and then take this one out. But I'm going to do that after I get the new board in place, because this is cramped. Wow, how cramped this is. Okay, here it is. Now installed. Move the drive. It's now in the right place. Installed the network. No more Ethernet, or sorry, no more wireless, because I'm not going to use it anyway. Only problem is that the standoff is in a weird spot. So I guess it's just not going to have a screw down there, which is a little unfortunate, but not much I can do. Let's give this thing a power-up test and make sure that it actually works. Okay. I do want to make sure of, for anything else, because I know my drives are accounted for the way that they're supposed to be. I suspect that they will be, since it took so long to post. Yes, they're all there. Everything looks good to me. Reboot. Well, let's let this thing start up. I'll have to configure automatic login, which I forgot to do. But we shouldn't have an issue with booting. It should be just fine. Yep. Looks good to me. Okay, sent all the automatic login stuff. Made sure to set up the IP address for the machine itself, so I can actually connect to it. It is there. I'm not going to worry too much about the link between the two machines because it's the same IP address. I might have changed the password, but I'll configure that later, and I'll do that off camera. It doesn't really matter for the sake of this. So just going to put the cover back on this, close it up, and we are good to go here. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I do with the old hardware, because there's nothing really wrong with it, and it will get reused for something.